For those of you who don't know me, hi, my name is Emily and welcome back to my channel. As you can see here, I make stickers, but I'm also an indie writer slash poet, and I'm currently working on a novel. So I use my laptop obviously for YouTube and editing, etc. But I actually mostly use my free write these days to do my writing and drafting. You'll see it in the upcoming clips, but yeah. I'm back. So as you guys saw in my last video, I am now starting a new work in progress. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not gonna lie. At first I was kind of really upset because I felt kind of like a failure. I felt like I couldn't finish the duration of my first novel, and that just kind of really weighed on me in the sense of like my abilities as a writer, my abilities as a storyteller, and it just, I don't know, it just didn't sit with me right, like that I couldn't finish my first work in progress. But at the same time, I also realized I have to give myself grace. I have to be patient with myself. Writing a book isn't easy, and also, in my defense, my first book I kind of just jumped into it. Like, if you guys have been watching this channel for a while, you'll kind of know this, that like I kind of just took my first idea that I was excited with and ran with it. Which there's nothing wrong with that. But the only issue is that like I said in my last video, I didn't have like a proper outline to be able to like look chronologically, like what happens, who's what's happening, what season we're in, blah, blah, blah. A lot of minor details that you forget about when you're writing sometimes. But for me, I have such a bad memory that I have to have them written down in some type of outline form, or else things get mixed up severely. You know, I'll like forget, you know, what season it is, and then I'll write about like their winter coats or some shit, or like what they're wearing, and I'll be like, wait, it's supposed to be spring. Basically just stuff like that. So anyways, this new idea has an outline. Like I said in my last video, it's a complete outline from beginning to middle to end. So I'm actually really excited. Now all I have to do is write it and get an editor, etc. But I also kind of feel I don't know, I also feel annoyed because I already got the cover, I already got the character art for my last novel, whatever. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. It's still going to come out. It's still going to be published, but just in a longer time frame than it had, or at least that I had kind of planned originally. If you're a little confused, my new work in progress is called Phases, and it is basically werewolves in New York City x Fight Club, if that makes any sense. And I'm not really going to give too much away other than that. I just kind of wanted to, that's kind of like how I describe it, werewolves x Fight Club, like, so people can kind of have an idea. But other than that, I won't give too many details away until I do a video later on. I think I'm going to redo the work in progress novel tag, but I'm going to do it with my updated work in progress. I just don't know if I'm going to do it right away or if I'm going to do it more once the book is a little bit more completed. Because right now I have chapter 1 done. I'm up to writing chapter 2, which you'll see later in this video a little bit. And yeah, I'm taking it day by day. Like, considering I have an outline this time, I'm literally taking it chapter by chapter. And I'm writing it chapter by chapter, which isn't usually traditional. They always tell you to never edit while you're writing. But I don't know why, but for some reason I found that actually kind of works for me, if that makes any sense. So I wrote chapter 1. It's about 1,600 words. I would like to get it up to 2,000. Like, I would like each chapter to be minimum 2,000 words. So I am going to work on it a little bit, but I've noticed that writing that way just helps me. Like, I don't know, like maybe I'm just like, I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. But writing and then editing and then writing and then editing and perfecting works for me. Like, I'll do that for a chapter, I'll be happy with it, and then I can move on to the next chapter. And surprisingly, it actually doesn't take me as long as like you'd think. I don't know, it works well for me. So that's what I'm going to be doing going forwards. I'm going to be trying to work on it chapter by chapter, considering that I do have this outline and I do really want to utilize it the best I can. So yeah, that's kind of like my writing plan going forwards. So you've definitely seen this on my channel before. This is my free write. I do most of my drafting here. It's just a word processor. It's super simple. If you're interested, you can check out the link in my description. But anyways, yeah, so I totally take it back what I said earlier about doing it chapter by chapter. I take that back fully. I lied. Doing it chapter by chapter has been, it's been easier, but it's been difficult in other ways, if that makes any sense. So I've kind of just gone back to drafting as much as I can per chapter and then going back and editing. But I am going to, I don't know if I'm going to finish each chapter before editing. Like, I don't know. I kind of just get the chapter done, if that makes any sense. And then I go back and look at it for a little bit. But yeah, nothing too crazy. I'm not going to try to perfect it, if that makes any sense, because I feel like perfecting it is just putting too much pressure on myself. So I'm just going to work on drafting, honestly, and just getting this first draft of phases done, and just that, honestly. Just getting a first draft done, honest to God, because Swan of the Night, I think I got maybe like 13 to 15,000 words into before shelving it for a while, just to practice writing in third person and doing something a little bit different, because Swan of the Night is in first person. But yeah. This is my local cafe where I like to often go to write, honest to God. It's a gaming cafe, so as you can see on the right-hand side, there's like a giant wall of games. But yeah, so I mostly just do my writing at the cafe these days. Here's Pico sleeping on a heat pad because he's very tired, and he's a very cute little boy. It's cute because his little right foot keeps like moving in his sleep. But yeah, here's Pico and Loki and watching my favorite movie, just hanging out. So if you're interested in my stickers, which you can see on my laptop cover, I also have an account called Woofy Cute, and you'll see that in my description, where I make stickers. So I finished chapter 1 and chapter 2 of Phases, which is my new work in progress. I got my second chapter. Sorry, I'm just a little scatterbrained at the moment, but I got my second chapter up to about 3,000 words. I'm super, like I said, I'm trying to keep it minimum 2,000 to 3,000 words, but I'm trying to like aim for 3 to 4. It really depends. But yeah, so I finished the first and second chapter. I'm super excited with how this is going. I'm going to be updating, or rather I'm going to be starting chapter 3 probably tomorrow or the next day. Thanksgiving is coming up, and I don't think I'm going to be doing any writing, obviously. I'm going to be spending time with family, and overall, it's just been a very interesting process. Like, I don't know. I'm in the process of like getting a new cover for Phases. I'm in the process of getting new character art, just to keep myself motivated. But yeah, it's actually coming along much faster than my last work in progress project. Like I said in my like I said earlier, like I feel like I kind of, with my first work in progress, Swan of the Night, which I'm still coming out with just later on, I felt like I kind of just took my first idea and ran with it, which there's no problem with. But the only issue is that I wasn't like ready to do it justice, if that makes any sense. Which is why I decided to shelve it for a little bit, sit on it for a while, work on Phases because it has a full outline, and then go back to it later on. But yeah, so Phases has been going super well lately. It's honest to God, having an outline really does make a difference in your writing. My word count has just been more productive and higher lately, just because having that outline is really, it's easy, like it's easy for me, like it's really like it's working, you know. And I never thought I was like an outline type of person, but